Hello everyone. Political corruption in Washington, D.C. is destroying the quality of life for 99% of Americans, and indeed destroying the entire planet. We would like to invite you to become a part of our national movement and our new political party that will put an end to political corruption in Washington, D.C. once and for all, and we will reclaim America for we the people. Please join us. Good day, everyone. My name is Eric McGrew. I am one of the founders of Reclaiming America and the Progressive American Party. I have some incredibly great news to share with you today, and I have some bad news. The bad news dangerously affects you and your family's lives and the lives of 99% of all Americans. You owe it to yourself to hear this. Your family's future depends on two things: listening and then acting upon what you are about to see and hear. As Americans, we are in the midst of the most dangerous crisis since 1775, the beginning of the American Revolution and our Declaration of Independence. Our way of life, our freedom, and our economic well-being are all very seriously at risk. We the people have lost control of America to certain dangerous zealots within the top 1%, greedy corporations, and banksters who are systematically buying our congressmen's votes to pass laws that favor these groups at the expense of 99% of the rest of us. Corruption of our congressmen has literally become a life-threatening epidemic, forced upon all of us by moneyed interests. So the looming question is this: what can we do about it? The answer is incredibly encouraging good news. So hang in there with me for a few more minutes. You'll be very glad you did. Reclaiming America has been formed for the express purpose of doing just that: reclaiming America for we the people. To accomplish that, we are creating the Progressive American Party, which will address the concerns of 99% of Americans. But first, we need to recognize and accept the fact that we have lost control of our government, and that the welfare of all our families is seriously at risk. We also need to understand who does have control of America, control of all of us. We will show you a few more quotes from several famous and honorable men who throughout history were literally trying to warn future generations to be alert to certain events that would threaten our freedom and our way of life. Events that are being played out in Washington and have been for quite some time. This is very serious stuff, and it absolutely does concern every one of us. We are reclaiming America from the plutocracy which over the past 50 to 60 years has become as deeply entrenched in our U.S. Congress, Supreme Court, and presidency as terminal cancer. As we know, plutocracy is a form of government whereby, and I quote, "a country or society is ruled and dominated by a small minority of its wealthiest citizens," unquote. Sound familiar? You bet it does. When, if ever, is the last time you felt that your vote would really make any difference? We are ruled and dominated by some of the wealthiest 0.5% of our citizens who operate in the background through our leaders in Washington, D.C. The leaders we elect are bribed and owned by these wealthy zealots, major corporations, and banksters. In an attempt to try to convince 99% of us that we live in a democracy and that the politicians are working in our best interests, Congress has become a very well orchestrated facade, a fraud. We all know this. The entire world knows this. While this bad news may be very disconcerting and difficult to accept, there is light at the end of the tunnel. If, and only if, we act. And act we must. You know, there are tens of millions of us talking about the massive deception in Washington. But no one is doing anything about it. No one. And that is exactly why the plutocrats are winning and we are losing. Our American form of government is no longer a democracy. It is a plutocracy. And that, my friends, is precisely why we have formed the Reclaiming America movement. We absolutely must reclaim America from the plutocrats who are abusing their wealth and power to buy and influence congressmen to the detriment of us all. From the likes of the Koch brothers, Sheldon Adelson, Citicorp, J.P. Morgan, Monsanto, and countless others, hundreds upon hundreds of millions of dollars are given to our congressmen, both above and under the table, in exchange for passing laws that directly benefit the wealthy, to the detriment of 99% of us. Stated as plainly as I possibly can, the truth is that corruption among our elected officials is rampant, out of control, and business as usual in Washington, D.C. The next time you scratch your head and wonder, why would our congressman do that? Remember this. It's because that is exactly what they are corruptly being paid to do. The system is rigged, and we all know it. Now, here's the big question. Why haven't we done something about it? The answer is no secret. What candidates promise us on the campaign trail is not what they do once elected. At that point, they are in and we are out. So, I promised you some exciting, great news, and here it is. We have a monumental solution that will positively affect the future of every American. It's called the Progressive American Party. Its platform and beliefs are designed for us, the 99%. So please go to our website and learn about our movement, our beliefs, and the new rules that will apply to all who are elected, which includes a contract with America that each of the elected officials must sign. If any of them violates their contract with America, they will be immediately terminated and replaced by way of a special election. Check out our beliefs and our contract with America on our website. Please join us. The only way we are going to reverse this downward trend is to reverse the method of doing business as usual in Washington. To do this will take all of us. So please, go to paparty.org and join us. Your family is depending on you. We are all depending on each other. Why not do it now while you're thinking about it? It will only take 5 minutes. We can do this. And if you join us, we will do this.